episode of Fat Off the Bone. Doing a little solo project today. Started out this morning doing some mowing here on the compound and around the garden area, and of course riding on that big zero turn gives me a lot of time to sit and think. Although sometimes I just sit, but today I was sitting and thinking about the high price of food. And I wanted to bring you, of course, our theme here at Fat Off the Bone is things that you can find at any market, any of your local grocery stores. So today, when I got done, I went and I said, what can I find to do a good meal and not be very expensive? And so I'm going to be cooking for enough for 4 people tonight, and I think I had $21 in this. Now I did find some things on sale, and that's why I bought them, but they'll go along. However, I usually use some spices, but the mailman then brought me some spices that my wife ordered for me, and these are from Stiver's Homestead, and I'll put a link in the video to them. And this is Appalachian Spice Blend, and it's for potatoes, vegetables, meats, and stews, and I'm going to use that on some baby red potatoes and some green beans, and I'll talk about the green beans in a moment. And the other one is from Stiver's Homestead also. It's called Hog and Cluck Spice Blend. What's in the Hog and Cluck Spice Blend is green and red bell peppers, white pepper, ginger, savory, sage, marjoram, oregano, rosemary, thyme, and dill. Sounds really good. What's going to go in the spice blend is juniper berry. I put that in some gin. Turbinado sugar, garlic, onion, green peppercorn, lemon verbena, shallots, ginger, oregano, pink pepperberry, parsley, and lavender. Haven't opened these yet, but it's going to be very fragrant. Looking forward to trying these. What I'm going to be cooking is some thick pork chops, and we're going to smoke those. I'll talk about that when I get to that part. It's going to be about an hour and a half. We're going to take those to 150 internal temperature on the smoked pork chops, and then we're going to be able to grill some vegetables alongside that on the big green egg. So let's get this show started. So the first thing I got to do is get the egg lit. We always like to use our Luft lighter and of course our Luft charcoal. And stand by, we'll get this thing rolling. And that is just like that. So we'll let this sit here and get hot. That's all you need to get going. We got the bottom vent, of course, all the way open, and we'll leave the top off for just a few minutes. Okay, while we got the grill going, first thing I want to do is prepare my potatoes. I didn't bore you with this, but in this bag, I've already rinsed them off, which is easy to do. Just leave them in the bag, rinse them around, and I'm going to take these and cut them in half and put them in a full pack, because they're going to take the longest, because you know they're a hard vegetable. And somebody may argue that potatoes aren't a vegetable. And so I got some heavy duty tin foil and just folded it in half. Hope it's not too bright. And we're going to give it a little splash of olive oil. And we're going to use some of this seasoning, Stiver's Homestead seasoning. Sure does smell pretty. Put that on. Fold this up. Make a pocket. And we'll be able to put this on alongside the pork chops in the smoker, because we're going to keep the temperature about 250 in the smoker. So that'll work out just right. And while I'm preparing, I really like mushrooms. So these are on sale. Eat these, I'll save the rest for later. Again, a little olive oil. And let's try a little bit of this spice blend. However your little heart makes you happy to fold this up, as long as it's tight, and that is. So that's ready. The beans, we will do, these were 2 bags for $5. We grow a lot of green beans here at the compound, but at this time of year they've already been canned. So these were fresh, already snipped, clean, and we're going to grill these off. So we're not going to put them on the smoker. That'll be the last thing that we cook. So let's get our fire checked, and we'll be back in just a moment to show you how we're going to prepare the pork chops. Alright, so our egg is up to temp. It's hard to see, or you probably can't see it all, but it's a little over 400 degrees, and that's fine. That's you get charcoal lit the way I like to do it. I get it hot, and then I start backing it down. So you'll see that our lump is really going in there. I'm going to spread that out a bit. Just grab some tongs and spread that out. And what we're going to do, because we're smoking this, is I'm going to use our what's called a plate setter or diffuser, and that'll help so it won't have direct heat. And if you have an egg, that's what you've got to do. So there's that, and we'll be right back to put those pork chops on. All right, so we got our grill up to temp. We're gonna dial it in right at 250. So I've got these thick pork chops. I think they were $5 for 2. So I bought the 4 of them, and I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on them. You can use, I'm trying, and some people I know I'm on the World Wide Web here. I'm trying to stay away from seed oils, soybean, canola, that type of thing. And some people say this olive oil falls right into that. I'm going to be doing a video soon on making beef tallow. I've got a processor that's going to give me some tallow to use. And so for this, we're going to try the hog and cluck. And sprinkle this on very, very liberal. And pat all that in. Just turn that over. Get in there. If a little is good, a lot has got to be better. Alright, so there's that, and we're going to be transferring these over to the egg here in just a minute. And again, at 250, it's going to take about an hour, hour and a half. We want to get them to 150 internal temperature. Alright, so while we're going to be putting the pork chops on, I'm going to lay my packet of potatoes over there. Again, those are very, very dense, so it's going to take a while for those to smoke also. So let's get these pork chops on. And there's some openings here on this plate setter, so I don't want to have them on that, because then I would be the same as direct cooking. So I make sure I'm placing it right over the plate setter, the diffuser. Let's get that goodness on there. That's probably pretty loud on the camera, huh? So let's, yeah, all that good. All right, we're gonna put them to sleep, and we'll be back checking internal temperature. We'll wait at least 45 minutes to an hour before we check. Alright, let's check these temperatures on these pork chops. So right here we're looking at 129 and 131. These are my two thickest ones. 122, 149, that's getting up there. 130, 138. Now usually on a smoker you don't really have to flip things, but we're going to. Just because it is a little closer down on the grates, it's going to get a little bit of you can see some grill marks happening. So let's get these flipped over. Our potatoes, yeah, I can push and I can feel a little bit of softness in there. So we know they're moving along nicely. And remember, don't play with your food. So let's get that lid closed, because if you're looking, you ain't cooking. Alrighty folks, it's been just about an hour and a half, and these pork chops are coming along great. And let's check a temp. That one's 162. So that is definitely done. 163. 163. Oh, those are perfect. Give or take a few degrees. Not that big a deal. So let me grab a pan, and we're gonna let's get these off, and we're gonna wrap them up. We'll put a little tin foil on and let them rest. I can tell that my potatoes are done, so we can just lay that right across, And I put my mushrooms on a little bit ago. I have a feeling I just know by the time that they hadn't had enough time. But we're gonna get our green beans going. Show you how I'm gonna prep those and put the basket on, and we'll have us a full meal here in just a moment. Okay, be right back. Alright, so we're going to do our green beans, and again, I found these were 2 bags for $5, and I think I'm only going to do one, and I like doing them whole this way. So we're just going to take a bag, and let's put them in a bowl, and again, we're going to drizzle these with some olive oil. And let's try some more of this rub, and we won't do a too heavy of a coating. And let's just toss these beans in that rub. Yeah, let's get a little bit more. And I want just another little sprinkle of olive oil on that. Just kind of judge as you're tossing. Look, see how your spices are adhering to the beans. Always get you a nice bowl, do that. And then we're going to put these right back on the egg. Alright, so we're going to put our little vegetable basket right here. And again, we're going to get all that goodness in there. And let's smoke those green beans. This may take about, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes, so we'll check back with that just a bit. We have to no temperature on those. I mean, you could eat them raw now, but we'll be able to tell by the color. So, check back in a moment. Alright, so our green beans are coming along great, and they are almost done. We got a lot of, you see, start to get a little bit of char on the ends. So these guys are ready to come off, and we'll show you the final product of all of our grilling today. Alright folks, so we're done with this $20 meal for 4. We've got our smoked pork chops, we've got our grilled green beans, and we've got our potatoes that we wrapped in foil. Oh, and I got my mushrooms over here. Didn't have room for those, but we'll put the mushrooms on there, and that is going to be one delicious meal. Hey, thank you for watching this episode of Fat Off the Bone with our pork chops, potatoes, and green beans with our new seasonings. And make sure you subscribe and hit that like button and tell all your friends. Until next time, this is Rodney from Fat Off the Bone. All right. Okay, y'all talk.